get on that ass real quick one time. 144, baby.
They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, me whole car. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either Lord or this Lord. Told that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm too hardcore. Wait up, let me make a call right quick. I'ma start another war. I was hurting when she left, but I don't care about anymore. I need a Vaseline like my Nina Puffer Ford. Took a Zoc, watch the door. Matter of fact, lock the door. Any problem, let them come. We gon' snatch they soul like Shane Shaw. Put them out of service, keep them tools like Miss Hopper Free. Try to hold me, it's way too late. I'm headed straight to the safe. Throw that one up like a trophy. I'm that nigga, ain't no debate. Told them boys we taking over. Call them up like set the date. This shit a piece of cake. Yeah, my bitches came from Whole Foods. Told them put on that top 3. Then bring me my house shoes. Don't make excuses, make moves. These niggas ungrateful, gotta show them UBK rules. I'm making like I can't lose. They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, me whole car. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either Lord or this Lord. Told that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm too hardcore. Yeah, I just got off the call. I'ma start another war. Spit a plate up with my niggas. Get your knife and your fork. They ain't locked in with the count. And when you speaking to me, fart. Yeah, I just took the floor. Ain't no cowards in my campaign. They can't stop the campaign. Tell them bring the champagne. They know I'm a champion. They can see the outcome. Get them niggas bad. Got them tied down and out there. Came through with them steppers. Niggas been down since day one. We run up the bands, bitch, like Dylan. They say you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. Yeah, about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, we whole car. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either Lord or this Lord. Told that bitch is either or. I told you niggas, you ain't cut like that. I swear I'm too hardcore. And I just made the call. We gon' start another war. Yeah.
Messed up, no. Bad news, bitch, beat your home, nigga. Yeah. Go on, get on that ass real quick one time. 144, baby.
They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, me whole car. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either Lord or this Lord. Told that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm too hardcore. Wait up, let me make a call right quick. I'ma start another war. I was hurting when she left, but I don't care about anymore. I need a Vaseline like my Nina Puffer Ford. Took a Zoc, watch the door. Matter of fact, lock the door. Any problem, let them come. We gon' snatch they soul like Shane Shaw. Put them out of service, keep them tools like Miss Hopper Free. Try to hold me, it's way too late. I'm headed straight to the safe. Throw that one up like a trophy. I'm that nigga, ain't no debate. Told them boys we taking over. Call them up like set the date. This shit a piece of cake. Yeah, my bitches came from Whole Foods. Told them put on that top 3. Then bring me my house shoes. Don't make excuses, make moves. These niggas ungrateful, gotta show them UBK rules. I'm making like I can't lose. They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, me whole car. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either Lord or this Lord. Told that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm too hardcore. Yeah, I just got off the call. I'ma start another war. Spit a plate up with my niggas. Get your knife and your fork. They ain't locked in with the count. And when you speaking to me, fart. Yeah, I just took the floor. Ain't no cowards in my campaign. They can't stop the campaign. Tell them bring the champagne. They know I'm a champion. They can see the outcome. Get them niggas bad,
Shalom, 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 Israel. We had an ISUPK started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding Chaanak Yahawadah. And since 1969, we have been teaching that the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the true lost 12 tribes of Israel, the true children of God of Israel, the true Israelites. You know what I'm saying? So welcome y'all, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shabbat Thumb to the brothers, Yahweh Shabbat Bashim Yahweh Shabbat to the sisters. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's going on? Who I got on stage with me? Nobody on here? All right. No sweat. You know what I'm saying? Tonight's class is about why do color matter? It's a simple, it's a strong but heavy question. You know what I mean? Because we've been taught our whole life that when it comes to the Bible, when it comes to Christ, and it comes to the people of the Bible, when it comes to faith and salvation, color doesn't matter. Like, this is for everybody. And no matter what color you is, what race you is, long as you believe in Jesus Christ, then you are considered saved. You are considered a good Christian. You are considered God's children. You know what I mean? But in actuality, color does matter a lot. It's very important. You know what I'm saying? To a people with a lost identity, a people with that been told that they had no identity, that they had no history, that all their history was them being slaves or servants or people to be conquered or oppressed. You know what I mean? And there's only one color and set of people that are being oppressed that went into slavery and that's been serving their oppressors for years. Now you got the Christian church telling people that the color doesn't matter. The color of Christ doesn't matter. The color of the prophets doesn't matter. None of those things matter as long as you are a devout Christian. And we're going to get into it today. You know what I'm saying? We're going to bring out color scriptures and scriptures that prove that color does matter, that color is in the Bible, and that certain people are identified by the lost 12 tribes are identified, and they put their identity in these scriptures. You know what I mean? So for people to tell you that color doesn't matter, that's just white supremacy. You know what I mean? Because if color didn't matter, how come all the images of the prophets and Yahushua, how come all of them have been whitewashed from their original color? How come they look like our oppressor? How come when you see an image or a pamphlet or anything on there, they look like so-called white people? If color didn't matter, why do they take on that image? Why don't you see color on any of those pamphlets? Why do they not look like us? Or symbolizing anything that reference towards us? So we're gonna get it in tonight, man. We're gonna bring out color scriptures. We're gonna bring out that color is in the Bible, and it's very important. And it's only a certain people that can call themselves Israelites, and these people are of color. Now, when I say are of color, I'm talking about Hispanics and Native American people too, because they have color also, and they are also the lost 12 tribes of Israel. You know what I'm saying? So with that, we're going to bring out our first scripture. We're going to bring out Hebrews 5 and 12. Like I always like to get into it to let you know that this is a stamp that signifies that certifies us as priests and prophets of the ISUPK to be teaching our people these scriptures, these breakdowns. You know what I mean? Because we have been taught by Commander in Junior Hunter since 1969. Nothing has changed. None of our breakdowns has changed. None of the things have changed. We have been taught what he has been taught. You know what I mean? And you got to come in through the straight way to be able to teach our people, to be able to fish and to bring them into this truth, bring them into this life, to this light in a world full of darkness. You know what I mean? In a world full of wickedness, you have to be able to understand what you're telling them. You have to be able to connect with our people on a level where they don't even want to connect with anybody because they've been so discontinued from their heritage and been lied to and bamboozled by these wicked Christian pastors and these wicked religion that's going on in the world, that they have a short attention span to anything concerning the Bible. It's a skill that you have to be taught. Just like a potter make pots with the clay is a skill, like a woodsman that know how to craft wood, just like somebody like a sister sewing and making garment. You have to learn that skill. They have to learn that skill. You know what I'm saying? They had to be taught how to do this, how to do that. So we also have to learn this skill to fishing and bringing our people into this truth and out of that wicked ass world. You know what I'm saying? So Hebrews 5 and 12 says, for the time you ought to be teachers, you have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles and the oracles of God. That one that taught us again was Commander Junior Hunter and the generals and the captains and the officers. If you came into this truth, someone taught you again what you did not know. They made you forget everything that you thought you knew according to the Bible and learned you right according to thus says the Lord. They didn't go by theological school. It's like theological school. They didn't go and have the oppressor teach you and tell you, thus says the Lord. We've been taught by people that studied these scriptures, that read these scriptures, and the Lord gave them the history and the vision since 1969. You know what I'm saying? And Commander Junior Hunter has taught that, and he keeps teaching us about these biblical prophecies and these scriptures, then letting us know that these are our people. They're nobody else's. These people that's in these scriptures and these records are Black, Hispanic, and Native American. No other person. You know what I'm saying? So you have one that need to teach you how to obey the laws. We got a high holy day coming up tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't even know this. Some people don't even know that we are to observe the high holy days of the Bible. But instead, they've been taught to observe Christmas. They've been taught to observe Halloween, Thanksgiving, 4th of July, Valentine's Day, all the wicked and all the wicked holidays of our oppressor. We've been taught to observe, but we don't even know our own culture, that we have our own high holy days. You know what I mean? So this is what you had to be, that one teacher again, man. You need to be taught all over again your heritage, your culture, your nationality, what language you spoke. You know what I'm saying? How did you dress? The things that you used to eat. You know what I'm saying? How to conduct yourselves around other people. You know what I mean? You had to be taught these things. You got to be taught like, you know what I'm saying? How to hold yourself down. Like, not like hold yourself down. When I mean like be responsible for yourself and be responsible for other brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? Take responsibility of when you right or when you wrong. You know what I'm saying? Learn how to deal with your brother in brotherhood and sisterhood. You have to be taught how to learn how to love each other again. You know what I'm saying? Because we have been taught to hate each other and you know what I'm saying, be in competition with each other. You know what I'm saying? And not to help each other, but try to get above the person that's next to your neighbor instead of helping your neighbor. We've been taught to look down on each other, you know what I'm saying? With envy and attitude and jealousy and hatred. You know what I'm saying? Instead of love, which the Lord told us, you know what I'm saying, to do to each other. You know what I'm saying? And it says, and are become such as have need of milk and not of strong meat. Meaning we have to be taught all these things that I just said. You got to learn the basic things first. Don't try to get too up there when when you can't comprehend something simple as not to eat pork, not celebrating birthdays. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. That's what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Hey, Shalom Yatab, Shalom Princess Raya, Shalom Sarah, uh, Shalom Ashley Garcia. You know, shalom to all the brothers and sisters. It's in the chat. You know what I'm saying? So these are the things that we need to be taught. You need to be taught these things too, also to how to, when you coming into the truth, man, it's a hard fight. Because you've been doing what you've been doing for all your life. You've been living one way that you thought was right. And all along, your parents was wrong. And yeah, they probably raised you the best they could, but their parents was wrong. So you got to be taught. You're the only ones, and I don't know how many people are the only ones in their family that's in the truth, because I know I am. You know what I'm saying? My sister is a so-called evangelist in the church. You know what I'm saying? But I'm in the truth. I'm the only one in my family in the truth. And my folks thought I went crazy. But you got to, as they say, you got to stand on business. And your business is building the kingdom of Yahawadah. You know what I'm saying? Getting your people up out of here. And it's going to seem like it's a lonely road. It's going to seem like it's a lonely walk. But that's where you got to absolutely lean on brotherhood and sisterhood and counsel. Because coming out of the world, doing the things you did in the world for 30-some years, 20s or however old people are, it ain't no walk overnight that you're going to get. It's going to come with trials and tribulations. It's going to come with you testing your own self, you passing your own self. We like to say, killing the old you and becoming the new you who God intended for you to be. You know what I mean? And it ain't easy. If it was easy, everybody will do it. That's why the Christian church don't want to go through nothing like this, because being a Christian is easy. You get to stay in your own lust. You get to fulfill your own lust. You get to be as wicked as you want to be, and you ain't got to sacrifice nothing. You ain't got to go through nothing. But in here, to serve Christ, you're going to go through some things. Some things might be harder than other things, but with faith and brotherhood and sisterhood and love for one another, you're going to make it through. Know what I'm saying? You will make it through. And then you can be that light, as Yahawadah told us to be the light. You know what I'm saying? To bring other people, because trust me on this, people watching you. Even the people that say that you're going crazy, they looking at you. They looking at everything you do. They looking at how you move and what you doing. They trying to see is what's to this new you that got going on. Why you stop going out all the time? Why you stop drinking like that? Why you stop smoking? Why you stop hanging around in the hood like that, or hanging around the sisters that don't mean you no good and jumping from bed to bed? They want to know what's up with you. Know what I mean? Because they're going to see the change. They're going to notice it before you will. Sometimes if they paying close attention to you like that. And then one of them or somebody going to get the nerve or bit up the nerve to ask you, yo, what you into now? They say you don't dress the same. You don't even talk the same. You don't carry yourself the same. What's going on with you? And you're going to be able to tell them. I stopped serving myself and started serving the Lord. I stopped following the laws, statutes, and commandments. I found out that I'm an Israelite. I'm not just black or Haitian or Puerto Rican or Dominican. I'm a child of Israel. I'm a prince or a princess of the power. You know what I mean? And you never know. You might bring somebody else in because they can see where you came from and where you at now. They know what the hard times that you went through. And now you a different person. And somebody else might need to see that. And they might want to know what's going on. And you'll be able to tell them. So let that light shine. Don't be ashamed of it. Let it shine. Feel good to be different. You know what I mean? To be holy, which means separate. Not like Christian people think holy, what holy means. Just be separate. I always know that when you separate, you stand out. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Let your light shine, man. Don't be afraid. Let's get the first scripture. We're going to go to Dan 7 and 9. You know what I'm saying? Because Daniel 7 and 9. It's like Daniel 7 and 9. For y'all that don't know. Because what's going on in today was what these people is fighting over. That land that these people fighting over, they fighting over our land. You know what I mean? This whole World War III is them trying to figure out who gonna rule over the slaves, because the Lord is bringing us up out of this, and He putting them against each other. When they was against us, and they still is against us, the Lord is putting them against each other for everything that they did to the children of Israel, for everything that they did to the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. They got to answer for that. You know what I mean? And all right, and they're gonna pay dearly for it, just like Commander Junior Hunter was bringing out on Black Watch. That's why the Lord said, "Vengeance is mine." Ain't nothing that we can do that the Lord ain't gonna do 10 times harder. What we need to focus on is serving Him and being righteous. For when Christ come, we ain't as a dirty garment. That we done cleaned up our life and we done turned our lives around. You know what I'm saying? That's what we got to be prepared for. So the book of Daniel chapter 7 verse 9 says, as I beheld the throne, it's like it, as I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit. Now this is talking about the Most High. Now the thrones that was cast down, talking about the rulers of America, the rulers of the world. America, England, Spain, China, like all the thrones, all the people that's in power were cast down. World War III. It's talking about World War III. They're going to be cast down in World War III. And it said, the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment white as snow. So Daniel giving me the vision of what he saw in the vision. You know what I mean? And his hair on his head like pure wool. Like, where have we heard that description of? You know what I'm saying? Where have we heard that before? Somebody having hair like pure wool. And his throne was like a fierce flame, and his wheels as burning fire. Now, who got woolly hair? I only know black people got woolly hair. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You know what I mean? Even African people don't really have woolly hair like that. They don't have texture hair like we have. They be having nappy hair. And if they do have any kind of like decent looking hair, it's just a different texture. It's not like ours. Like, we're so different from African people that you can plainly see that we're not the same. And they'll tell you that we're not the same. They do not want to be African American. They do not want to be black. They think you are beneath them. You know what I'm saying? They think you are beneath them. They don't want to be you, and you shouldn't want to be them. But we've been taught that we are everything but the children of God. We've been taught throughout the years and over the years that we are African American. They try to associate our heritage with African people. You know what I'm saying? It's over what 50 or 60 some countries in Africa. If we're so African, what tribe did we come from? What African tribe did we come from? Oh, we just said, we just the whole continent of Africa. You know what I mean? African people are dark. Some of them are blacker than us. Some African people are blacker than us. But let's look up a definition. You're going to get a definition that lets us know, lets us further know who we are and who we are not. Let us know that we're not African. And we'll never be African. This is the Compact Bible Dictionary. I think everybody should have one of these. This is part of your study collection, your study books. You got to have one of these. Get you damn near every definition or every word in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? So we're on page 213, and we're reading the definition of Ham. And it says, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of the 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, but not the Negroes. Why they say not the Negroes? Because they know the African people are dark. It just said he became the progenitor of the dark people or the dark races, but not the Negroes. So they know that Negroes and Ham's descendants are dark. You know what I'm saying? So let's find out who then. But the Egyptians, letting you know that the Egyptians weren't white. They were black at one point in time. You know what I'm saying? The Ethiopians, the Libyans, and the Canaanites. These who Ham fathered. That's right, because they not like us. Damn right. These who Ham fathered. He didn't father the Negroes. We are Shemitic people. You know what I mean? And it clarifies and tell you, like, these are the major people, the major countries in Africa. You know what I mean? So get that out your mind right now that you are African American or you are African. Dictionary say you're not African. You are the children of Israel. And African people know that you are not African. They'll tell you to your face. They don't want to be associated with you. Can't you look at anybody and look at Michael Blackson? Look at a so-called African American and look at Michael Blackson. Do they not? They don't look the same. They're a different kind of black in every damn thing. You know what I mean? They're like a dirty black. I don't know if there can ever be a such thing of it, but if it is, that's them. You know what I mean? That's who they are. They not like us, as just said. You know what I'm saying? So let's drop that and let's get Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 5. Let's get Ezekiel 1 and 5. Because it's color throughout these whole scriptures. And for Christians and pastors to lie and tell you that there's no such thing as color, that's a damn lie. They have an agenda that they're trying to fulfill. You know what I'm saying? They trying to uphold. All right, we in the book of Ezekiel. Hey, Shalom, Shayura. Checking in. Hope y'all all right up there in Panama. You know what I mean? So the book of Ezekiel, chapter 1, verse 5 said, also out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures, and this was their appearance. So this telling you what they looked like. You know what I mean? They had the likeness of a man, and everyone had 4 faces, and everyone had 4 wings. And their feet were straight feet, and the sole of their feet were like the sole of calf's foot, meaning like, okay, I know a lot of y'all have seen karate movies, right? And you see them ninja shoes, and you see how they have like their feet, how they have like their shoes, and they had like the split between their feet. Like they had no shoes, so just think of shoes like that. Like it's not saying that they have like a real calf foot, like they foot look like a calf foot. It's telling you that he's trying to describe like how their shoes look and everything the best way he can. That's what he's trying to do. You know what I'm saying? And it says, and they sparkled like the color of burnished brass. What does burnished brass look like? What does the color of brass look like? Anybody know? Like, what is this? Thought that was like if you could take a penny and look at a very shiny penny like those new pennies that you see, like a 2025 penny or something like that, one of them brand new joints. That's what burnished brass look like. It's shined up. Or you can even Google it and see what it'll give you. See if it'll give you a different description. But at the same time, it's still brown. So it's telling you what the angels look like, the messengers of God. It's telling you what they look like. They don't look like them little bitty white babies that you be seeing flying around with the little wings and stuff like that. Like Esau came up with a whole different identity for people in the Bible. From the angels, to the prophets, to Christ, to the Most High. Like he know the truth. And just think about how deep that is. Like if you knew that the people in the Bible looked like you, how would you feel? Would you feel entitled or empowered? You know what I'm saying? Would you feel good about your skin color as the slave master taught us to hate our skin color? You know what I'm saying? To hate our nappy hair, to hate our wide noses and our thick lips. You know what I'm saying? And they will model themselves after us. After they told us to hate everything about ourselves, they still would be trying to be like us. Like if you see those old movies, like who was watching Bridgerton? I know y'all sister was watching the heck out of Bridgerton, and y'all probably be surprised that I know about that TV show. Like, you know what I'm saying? If y'all was watching Bridgerton, y'all see the dresses that they had, dresses that they made with they had like the big hump, you know what I'm saying, on the dress, and it looked like they had like an umbrella up under their skirt. You know what I mean? They get that from y'all. They was trying to modern the look after our women that had a body. Because, our sisters are, They look good. You know what I'm saying? So they wanted the big butts too, but they didn't have big butts. So they came up with something in their dresses to make them look like they had a big butt. You know what I mean? So you can't sit here and tell me that they don't know the truth. We're the only ones that don't know the truth. But now we do, thanks to Commandant Junior Hunter and the ISUPK. So you got to associate yourself with these scriptures so you'll know. You can't be Pride. Don't they got Pride Day? Every day should be our Pride Day. Every day that we learning that we are the true Israelites of the Bible, that we are the true lost 12 tribes of Israel. You know what I mean? Every day we should be prideful of that and take pride in that. You know what I mean? So Ezekiel is telling you what angels look like. We read in Dan when he seen the vision of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? He had woolly hair. You know he was a brother. That's why we say we serve the nigger God. We don't serve no aliens and no damn God that look like the oppressor. We just read 2 scriptures that had color in them. So why do Christians tell you that there's no color in the Bible and color doesn't matter? Because they've been taught to say that. They've been paid to say that. To keep those churches up, they got certain things that they can teach and certain things that they can't teach. Even Nat Turner, when he found out that the people he was reading about are blacks and Hispanics, he started a whole revolt. That man went around to plantations killing the oppressor. It drove him to that. Knowing that the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. You know what I mean? And they got his identity too. He's the vagabond. He tried to cover his tracks with other people's identity that he conquered. You know what I'm saying? Every time he conquer a land or a people or a place, he take up that place and try to mock them and be those people. You know what I mean? He was the last Mohican, the last samurai, dancing with wolves, acting like he the Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? He every damn body. But we know who he is. And if you in this truth, we teach you who your oppressor is, who he truly is. He can't cover them tracks. Because his track record is right in his scriptures, right in these scriptures. He can't hide. He can't hide our identity either. Because our identity right in these scriptures. You know what I mean? So let's get Job 30 and 30. Let's get Job 30 and 30. Good old Job. Good old faithful Job, who was tested and did not fail. You know what I'm saying? And it reads, the book of Job, chapter 30, verse 30. My skin is black upon me. It just busts right out and say, it ain't even waiting. It ain't wasting no time. Job said, my skin is black upon me, and my bones are burnt with heat. So Job was an Israelite. And he said, my skin is black. Now, do you think your Christian pastor read this before? Anybody that read these scriptures that have read the Holy Bible, do you think they have read? Some people have read this from front to back. Now, do you think they have came across these scriptures? Do you think that? Hey, Shalom, Ashar. They must have. They got to. I read it. I don't read this Bible before I came into the truth, and I never seen this. I never seen none of these scriptures. The one thing I did know that Christ wasn't a white man. That's the only thing I could pride myself on, knowing that Christ was black. But then you have them thinking you that you have images of Christ with dreadlocks and looking like a Rasta and everything else. You know what I'm saying? And you got to get that out your mind too, because Christ ain't no Rasta. He ain't no Rastafari. He ain't no Ethiopian. Because that's where they come from. Rastafari. Tafari is the tribe that Selassie come from. Ras is a title like Prince or King. And Tafari is where he came from. And they try to associate them with us, but that ain't true. You know what I'm saying? That is not true. So Job saying he's black. Daniel describing the angel as people of color. So why do Christians keep telling us that color is not in the Bible? I don't understand that. And if you bring out the scriptures, they don't want to hear it. They don't even want you to read it. They say they ain't got no time. But then you got these homosexual pastors teaching and preaching that Ruth was a lesbian. But y'all got time to hear that on Sunday and support that. Somebody filling your mind up with wickedness and evilness. So they can keep on with their agenda and keep you blind, but you don't want to hear the truth of the Bible from niggas. But let an oppressor tell you these things. Y'all will believe it right off the bat. Y'all wouldn't fight with them tooth and nail. And that's the thing that got to change with our people. Like, that's why Christ said we got to love one another, man, because we be so quick to hate each other and love our oppressor. So it's sickening. Everything the oppressor tell you, you believe it. Any and everything. You believe it wholehearted, but let a black man tell you something. He crazy, he lying, or you just don't give a damn. The oppressor can tell you he's standing outside with an umbrella and it's raining and it's hot as hell out there. Our people believe it. But when we tell you that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the true Jews, the real lost 12 tribes of Israel, y'all won't believe that, even if we show y'all scriptures. And I'm going to show y'all tonight that the people in this Bible were of color. Because Job already said it. Daniel described. Let's go on. Let me find that precept with no, it's in Exodus. I want to read it for y'all. So like it. And Exodus is if anybody know the scripture where Moses hand turned to leprous and he came back. Where is it? Bear with me 1 second, y'all. I'm trying to find it. Oh, I found it. Let's go to Exodus chapter 4, verse 4 and 6. And show y'all way back in Exodus that color been in the Bible way back since then. The waters. So the book of Exodus chapter 4 verse 6 says, and the Lord said furthermore unto him, put now thy hand into thy bosom. And he put his hand into his bosom. And when he took it out, behold, his hand was leprous as snow. So this telling you, the Lord told Moses to put his hand inside his clothing. He put his hand in his clothing. And when he took it out, it was white as snow. So if Moses was white, how can it get even whiter? That means his hand was dark. Leprous, you turn white. You know what I'm saying? And it said, then he said, put thy hand into thy bosom again. And he put his hand into his bosom. And again, he plucked it out of his bosom. And behold, it was turned again to his other flesh. And that's telling you that Moses was dark. You know what I'm saying? How could Moses be white and hide among the Egyptians? You don't think that they would have found his ass? Like if the Israelites in the time of Moses, if they was another color, let's say if they was the color of our oppressors, if they was so-called white, wouldn't Pharaoh's daughter and Pharaoh know that Moses wasn't Israelite when they was putting the Israelite children to death? Wouldn't he have known that? Now you the only white kid, a white baby in the palace full of black people. That don't make no damn sense. So did they change color? Because Christians like to teach, oh, that was the Old Testament. They always say, oh, that's the Old Testament. We in the New Testament. We're going to get there in a second. I just wanted to bring that out too. You know what I'm saying? Talking about Moses, because, you know, on the 10 Commandments, everybody done seen that movie. They got Moses playing a dirty white man. And they try to make him dirty and white because they know that the people of Israel and the people back in those times had color. Look at the landmass that they was in. Look at the region that they stayed in. You mean to tell me that that whole place was full of white people? That can't be true. You know how dangerous it is for blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans to know that they are the same people in this Bible? So that means like all the good works everything that they done heard about, everything that they read about was performed by the same people that they oppress and are oppressing. You know how scary that is to them? They can't let that get out. That the children of God, the children of Israel, are the God is the God of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. That they done had the children of Israel, the children of the Most High, and oppression and slavery all this time over here in America. You seen what Putin did? What that was beginning of the year, at the end of last year. How he showed them photos. But guess what? We've been showing those photos since 1969. It's in the book called The Icons. This was before the whitewashing. They had the real images of the priests and the prophets and Moses and King David and King Solomon, even our King Yahawadah, that they were black. But like I said earlier, when Putin put it out, everybody believe it. But when we've been showing it, they got footage and videos of head priest Arya and all the other priests and of the school showing the images in the icons, showing that the Israelites are dark. Nobody believed us. So we're going to keep preaching it out on these street corners. Because the word of the Lord commanding us to do it. We ain't got no other choice. How else are people going to understand and know what their worth is? That you're more than just entertainers and basketball players and singers and IG models. That you're the true chosen people of the Lord. And somebody else stole your identity. Let's get Jeremiah chapter 14 and 2. So we can keep on bringing out the truth and make it every Christian pastor a liar and everybody else that a liar. Because the Bible said, let the Lord be true and every man a liar. These are the words. You can ask them, do y'all believe in the Bible? Y'all believe in the word of the Lord? Y'all believe in the prophets? And people will say, yeah. So if y'all believe in them, why don't y'all agree to it? Why don't y'all accept the fact that y'all were wrong and God and the prophets are right? That y'all are wrong, the Christian church are wrong, and the ISUPK is right. They have to own up to that. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 14, verse 2. Let's start at 1. The word of the Lord. This is telling you who it's coming from. The word of the Lord that came to Jeremiah concerning the dearth. Judah mourneth. I'm pretty sure y'all done heard this scripture before. But some people haven't. Judah mourneth. And when it's saying Judah mourneth, it's talking about the children of Israel. They're in a state of mourning. Why? Because they're being alive at an alarming rate. Unjustified shootings and hangings and killings. The abortion clinic is full with Black, Hispanics, and Native American women. The the streets are covered in blood of innocent brothers and sisters that have been unalived by the police. So they're in a state of sorrow and mourning all the time. Every other day you'll see some RIP somebody. Or you seeing like they just unalived that innocent man in where it was, Missouri? It's Kansas City, Missouri, one of those states. You know what I'm saying? They just unalived that brother. Hey, Shalom.
Shalom.
What's going on, brother?
Not much. Just getting in.
All right, good to have you. Good to have you.
Okay.
Good to have you. We tonight we bringing out color scriptures that's in the Bible, showing the people that there is color in the Bible. And the priests and the prophets, and even our King Yahawadah, has color. And he's not the image that we see today. So that's what we're bringing out right now. We have Jeremiah chapter 14 and 2.
Gone.
It says, Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. Now the gates are talking about the protection. The so-called leaders of the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Now, what does a gate do? A gate, go ahead, boy. You can say Salakia if you got a question or you want to say something.
Oh, was that what was you asking a question?
Yeah, I'm asking a question. Yeah.
The gate is for your protection.
Mm-hmm.
To keep you secure.
Right, to keep you secure. To keep things that are not supposed to come in out and protect you from whatever's on the outside. But in this instance, it's referenced our leaders as our protection, as our gate, because they're supposed to be our protection. Your Jesse Jacksons and your Al Sharptons and even your Christian pastor. It says the protection of our elders and the protection of the people that's put in those positions language, meaning that it ain't strong. It's not even there. That's why the state of our people is such disbelief, because there's nobody to protect them. Ain't nobody that'll say, y'all not gonna do Blacks, Hispanic, and Native American people like this. We speak for the people. There's nobody to say that for us. So the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground. Jeremiah say the true Jews are black unto the ground. Do you know why it says unto the ground? Go ahead, Wade.
Because if you look at the dirt in the ground, it's like different shades of brown. So when you look at the Jews, we come in those different colors, skin pigmentation.
Right. You're absolutely right. And that's what it's describing, because like it says, there's different color of dirt. On the top, it might be dark, but as you dig more, it gets lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter. You know what I mean? So we're the same color. You got some brothers that's light. You got some brothers that's very dark. You know what I'm saying? It called Israel a speckled bird, a cake unturned. Know what I mean? So with that being said, ain't no way you can't tell blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans that they are not the children of Israel. Because if you want to go by color, it's telling you we different shades of brown. There's nobody that's black, the color of black, and the color of white. There's brown, and there's a lighter brown, and there's red. Know what I mean? Even the so-called white man, he ain't called white. He's called red. Hey, shalom, the bar, our sister, the bar, how you doing, sis? There's nobody in there that's that color. Even the identity of the white man. Grab it real quick. The book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 25. Let's start at 22. At 21. And Isaac entreated of the Lord of his wife, because she was barren. And the Lord was entreated of him. And Rebekah, his wife, conceived. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. So meaning that the children in her womb was fighting against each other. And she's asking a simple question.
God got it back.
She asking the Lord, like, Lord, if this is supposed to be a blessing, I just went to the precept Genesis 25 and 25 to describe the oppressor. And she's asking the Lord, she's saying, Lord, if this is supposed to be a blessing, why I'm in such pain? Why are these kids struggling within my womb? Like I'm feeling they kicking and moving around and doing all this stuff. So she went to ask the Lord a question, to ask him, like, what's going on? And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb. 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the Lord said, it's 2 nations of people in your womb, meaning that they are not the same. But those that like to say, well, ain't Esau Jacob's brother? Yeah, they brothers, but they not the same. If you read it, it tell you that it's 2 manner of people in thy womb. The Lord telling you from the get, like these 2 children are not the same. They're very different, and they're gonna be different. And the one shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. So the Lord already laid out what was gonna be for Esau and Jacob. What was gonna happen for the so-called white man and the so-called black man. Esau and Jacob, the children of Israel, the children of Jacob and Esau. The older will serve the younger, and the one will be stronger than the other. And we see that throughout the whole world, that we know that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are way stronger than our oppressors. That's why they had to do things like put drugs in our neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Turn us against each other. Because together we're strong. They can't deal with us. That's why it's so important and so vital for us to come together so we can be strong. You know what I'm saying? And verse 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red, all over, like an hairy garment. And they called his name Esau. Now look, they describe Esau. They say Esau was red, like a hairy garment. when you see people, when you see the oppressor, the so-called white man, woman, and child, you ever seen when they get mad? What color do they turn? What color does the oppressor turn when they get mad?
It turned red.
They turn red. You ever seen them out in the sun? They done been in the sun too long? They call it sunburn.
Yeah.
What color do they turn? They turn red.
Gone.
Why do they call the country white folks rednecks? Because their neck is red. When you see them getting slapped or punched or beat up or something, they turn red. So they're the same description like Christ, like the Lord described them in the Bible in real life. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of his heel. And his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 old when she bare them. Why you think they didn't describe Jacob?
Look like everybody else.
Because he like everybody else. He came out the same color. They had to describe Esau because Esau came out different, and the Lord put a difference between Esau and Jacob, even down to their appearance. Let you know that Esau is the progenitor of the so-called white race. Just like Ham is the progenitor of the dark race, the Africans, Esau is the progenitor of the so-called white people, and Jacob is the father of the 12 tribes. And his father Isaac was a dark man, and Abraham was dark. So there's color all throughout this Bible, from beginning to end. Moses was black. Jacob is black. Esau is white or red. Let's get Songs of Solomon 1 and 5. This is very important for us to know, man. Just think about if our ancestors, and some of them knew, like Harriet Tubman and other folks, knew that the children of Israel were black. Just think about if we knew that all along in our captivity. Do you think that our people would have laid down like how they did, or they would have been like such, you know what I'm saying, in a state where they just thought that themselves was worthless because the oppressor kept telling them that? You know what I'm saying? Like if they just actually known that, hey, no matter what the oppressor say, we are the true Israelites. We are, you know what I'm saying, the Israelites who we read about are black. That would have gave them some kind of motivation, I believe.
Okay.
Just knowing that. So when they put that picture of Christ before them, they would know that was a lie. And they wouldn't believe it. Because they would know. Christ is from the lineage of Solomon and King David. So let's read the book of Songs of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 5. I am black, but comely. This is King Solomon's own word. King Solomon word says, King Solomon said, I am black, but comely. And any of you know that comely is an old Quaker word for good looking or beautiful. So King Solomon saying, in other words, I'm black but beautiful. Where have we heard that before? Or after, in this case. Y'all remember in the 70s, in the 60s? I'm black and I'm proud.
Yeah.
I'm black but beautiful. Y'all remember when we was rocking around saying that? In our afros? You know what I mean? Sisters had their afros, brothers had their afros, bell bottoms, things like that. And they was proud to be black. It seemed like the blacker you was, the more beautiful people thought you was. They get that from King Solomon. King Solomon Ben said that. King Solomon Ben had rows of jewels in his mouth. We call them gold teeth. Now them young brothers got diamonds in their mouth and golds in their mouth. That ain't nothing new. King Solomon had chains of gold on. When they see us in our culture and they see us, you know what I'm saying, doing all that, you can't tell me that they don't vex their spirit. Because they know that's how we rap. That's how we rock. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay. Hey, Pasar, can you got your head covered?
Shalak.
Yeah, no sweat. So they already know that us having black pride is what build us up. They never want us to be proud of how we look. They want us to hate how we look. Because why? We look like the people in these records. King Solomon, the most wisest man, was a black man. Ain't Solomon the son of King David? They describe King David as ready. Another shade of brown. So why do the Christian church always say color doesn't matter? They've been brainwashed to say it. They want white supremacy to rule on this earth forever. To the fact of the matter that they don't even want the truth to come out. They don't want to acknowledge the truth. And they're going to do everything they can to make sure that it doesn't. To the fact that they're coming up with the NIV, the New Version, King James Version of the Bible. They rewriting everything that's in the Bible to where it describes color. They putting other words there. Because if you read the NIV, the New King James Version, where it says in Jeremiah 14:2, it don't say black. In Songs of Solomon 1:5, it don't say I'm black but comely. They say something else. They do not want to associate these people in the Bible with blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Because they know they have wronged the Most High and what they did to his chosen people. They ain't gonna never admit it. The Lord gonna have to make them admit it. Gonna have to make the world to admit that the lost 12 tribes of Israel are right here in America and scattered all over the world. Majority of us is right over here in North and South America, in the Caribbean islands, over there in England. We scattered throughout. Kobe Bryant was born in Italy. So for your Christian pastor to tell you that color doesn't matter, he's a hypocrite and evil. Why he don't want you to know? Tell me that. Why do the Christianity with the Christian world, the world of religion, don't want everybody to know that color in the Bible? They're afraid of something? Are they afraid if the word gets out that what's going to happen with them fake Jews that stole our identity and stole our nationality and turned it into a religion? All the billions of dollars that they get. You know what they could be doing with them billions of dollars if they gave it to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans? If they gave it to Commander General Hunter, what he would do? We won't be at the bottom of all of this. Let's just say that. We'll have things that are our own. We'll be like before integration. We'll have Wall Streets all over this place. If they don't want us to integrate with them, why don't they just leave us alone and let us do our own thing? We tried to do that in Black Wall Street, and look what happened. Well, they was in the Great Depression and losing their houses and losing their jobs. We were thriving in our own little community. Where they put us at, where they set us at, we thrived and we turned that nothing into something. And we still couldn't have that to ourselves. They ran people out of town, took over people's land and businesses, stole money, took over our banks. Like, I can't wait for the justice of the Most High, man. Everything that they done, we're going to recompense them 10 times more. Give them double. Let's get Daniel 10 and 5. Because somebody got to pay. And somebody going to pay. When the Lord get done with the oppressor, he going to be like a willing mammoth in the museum. He going to be something of it that's history. We're going to say that used to be a white man. He used to rule the earth. He had us in slavery 400 plus years. They used to kill us and hang us on the light pole. And our great grandchildren going to be like, who, that man right there? We're going to be like, yeah. What happened to him? The Lord destroyed him, wiped them off the face of the earth. The book of Daniel, chapter 10, verse 5. And I lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins was girded with the fine gold of Uphaz. Now, this is talking about the description of Yahawadah. And it said he was clothed in linen and was girded with fine gold of Uphaz. His girt about the pack around his midsection to protect him, from being stabbed in the stomach or anything. And Uphaz, like Commander Junior Hunter said, is a place known in the region where they had fine gold there, good gold. His body also was like the beryl. The beryl is the color of green. So in describing the color of his garment, you know what I'm saying? And his face as the appearance of lightning. You know what I'm saying? His face is the appearance of lightning. Man, he had a fierce countenance on his face. Like he just didn't look all soft and you know what I'm saying, like you see images of Christ. You know what I'm saying? Nigga looked at me. You ever see how Mr. T look? I pity the fool. And they're like, he always got a unit on his face. He don't look approachable. You just ain't finna walk up to him and give him a hug. You know what I'm saying? And you see how certain, oppressors look when they see us. They'll cross the damn street before they walk by us. Put you on to their purse and lock their doors when we walk by. You know what I'm saying? His eyes as a lamp of fire, meaning they was red. I was just working out the other day on Sunday doing Hebrew Academy, and my eyes was red as hell. And his arms and his feet like the color of polished brass. His arms and his feet like polished brass. We found out earlier that brass is a derivative of brown. But it's like it was polished. You know what I'm saying? And his voice, like the words, like his and the voice of his words was the voice of multitude. It was very loud and deep. So Daniel describing Christ way back then. I read two colors in the Bible, beryl and polished brass. So if pastors are so educated in the Bible, why do they allow these false images in their churches of Christ? You can't tell me that them pastors ain't never read Daniel chapter 5, chapter 10, verse 6, verse 5 and 6. You can't sit me and tell me that they never read that with all their so-called knowledge of these scriptures. If anybody call themselves followers of Christ or Christians or whatever, Catholics or whatever they want to call, even them Jehovah's Witnesses be running around here handing out booklets and pamphlets. Why do they not have the real image of Christ? You can't tell me that they ain't never read it. Because Christianity is white supremacy. And one thing I know, and two things for sure, there ain't no white man, lady, woman, or child is gonna serve no nigga. Or worship a nigga. Or call a nigga Lord. Or their savior. That means that they would have to redo everything that they did in history. In slavery. They would have to treat them slaves like righteous and above themselves, meaning they would have to become slaves to the slaves. You think they're gonna do that? Ain't no way in hell. The Lord is gonna make them serve blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. They ain't gonna never do it on their own. They ain't gonna never do it. They still consider us 3/5 of a man, of a human being at that. Even though we walk, we talk, we got 2 arms, 2 legs, 10 fingers, 10 toes, 2 eyes, 2 lips, 2 ears, 1 nose. The same things they have, we have, but they say you ain't all the way a man or a human being. We smarter than them. We look better than them. We stronger than them. How come we are not a whole, complete human being? One thing our people have to understand, that these people are not our friends. They hate your whole existence. The fact that you are, they hate. That you exist. That you still making it after all these years of oppression and murder and slavery and displacement, that you still here. They hate that with a passion. They'll never call you the children of God. What's that precept where it says, I think it's down. Oh, yeah, it is. What it is. What is chapter 2, 4 and 2? 4 and 2? Yeah. 4 and 6, where it says, Hosea 4 and 6. You know where that's at, brother?
Hosea 4 and 6.
Yeah, you got that? Are you able to read?
Yeah, give me a second. Let me find it real quick.
No, sir.
One second. Say Hosea 4 and 6.
Right.
In the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Say our people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. You know what the knowledge is? That the true Israelites and the true Jews are blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. That we are the lost 12 tribes of Israel. That's the lack of knowledge. That's what destroyed us. Keep reading.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge,
Because
I
we
will
have
also.
Okay, because we have rejected knowledge. We have rejected the knowledge of these scriptures. We have rejected the leadership of Christ. And they still reject the knowledge when the ISUPK on these street corners trying to tell the people, thus says the Lord. So much that they rejected that they start their own little groups. Just so they don't have to follow a man. So keep reading.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee.
The Lord said, because we rejected his knowledge, we rejected the laws, statutes, and commandments, what kept us safe, what kept us close to the Most High. He said he gonna reject us. Keep reading.
That thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children.
That's what happened to us. That's what happened to us. We forgot the Lord, and the Lord forgot our children. We forgot his law, statutes, and commandments, and we paid for it. 400 years of slavery and everything else that come behind that. These are scriptures to let us know what's going on and why we in such a state that we are in. We committed whoredom against the Most High by serving these other gods. The Lord chose us. He ain't chose nobody else. Let me get can you get Acts 13:1?
Acts 13. It's the book of Acts, chapter 13, verse 1. Now they were in the church that were at Antioch, certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon, that were called Niger.
That was called what?
Niger.
That was called Niger. Now we know what that means. That's spelled Niger. What is also spelled like that? Nigger. They just added another G. But we know through study that Niger just means dark. It means dark. So they describing the disciples and the people that is over there, Barnabas and Simeon, they describing them as being dark people. This is what Paul is saying. This is in the New Testament. And the pastors and stuff love to run to Paul. So why come they didn't read this? Why come they won't acknowledge this? Because it gives black people too much power. And one thing your oppressor don't want you to have is power and knowledge. Knowledge of thyself, knowledge of your surrounding, knowledge of even who your enemy is. Because at one point in time, we knew that the oppressor was the enemy. We didn't trust him. We acted accordingly when they was around because, at any given moment, if they was having a bad day, they would unalive one of us. So we protected ourselves, but they knew that they were the enemy. Nowadays, I don't think they care to know. Even after all this stuff that go on, all these hate crimes against blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, where's our hate crime bill? They gave it to the Chinese people, and they was the one beating up them sisters in the shop. They wasn't getting jumped on; they was jumping on them. But they got a hate crime act to protect them. What about us that been over here for over 400 years under these oppressive thumbs and heel? They still ain't got no crime act law to protect us. Because you are free game, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. Your gates thereof languish. It's nobody protect you. It's nobody there to hold themselves accountable for doing all these evil acts towards you, because guess what? Your own leaders don't even give a damn about you, except for Commander General Yahawadah and the IHPK. Nobody else cares. People that are in positions to help Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, what do? Oprah Winfrey from Chicago, she went and built a school for children and way over there in goddamn Africa. What about all them kids over there, all them youth over there in Chicago in the inner city that need that? They could use that to probably help stop all the violence. Your gates thereof language, man. So knowing that the true Israelites are Black, Hispanics, and Native American, that's power. That's power. It ain't a light thing to know this stuff, because some people will never know that. That's a gift and mercy of the Lord to understand these scriptures and bring them to life, like the valley of dry bones. So tell me why, and I've been asking this all class, why do Christians say that color doesn't matter? Why do they say that? I don't think they know why. I know why they know. I know they know why they say it. I definitely know why. But it's not valid. And if people would get in class and learn, or even just take a look at a couple of these scriptures, they would see for themselves that they ain't got to be sheep to the slaughter. They ain't got to be led astray. They could know the truth. And the truth shall set them free, like our King Yahawadah said. Knowing this truth, it'll set your mind free from all the bondage of this oppression or this kingdom. Yeah, we still in captivity, but don't mean that you got to think and behave and act like a slave. Let me get Revelations 13:1. If I could, Baba Kasha. And this is a dagger. This one here should put to rest all the assumptions, all the fake allegations, all the fake and false prophets, all the fake and evildoers in that Christian church that has the image of Caesar Borgia in their church or in their building.
The book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea.
No, let me get 1 and 13. 1 and 13.
1 and 13?
Yeah. Book of Revelation, chapter 1. Read verse 1 and 1 first, then go down to 13.
Revelation 1 and 1 first?
Yeah. Baba Kasha.
Okay. Book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
This is meaning. Go ahead.
Which God gave unto him to show unto his servant things which must shortly come to pass.
Right.
And he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John.
Right. So this is telling you that the Lord gave John this vision and he sanctified it and sealed it, meaning that he's staying on this. He's staying behind everything that John saw and wrote down and took record of. And it said the revelation of Jesus Christ, the revealing of Jesus Christ. Now, when it first started out, it's going to reveal what he looked like. Skip down to verse 13.
Okay. Verse 13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man.
And the 7 candlesticks are the schools that Paul established, that he, with the help of Christ. In the midst of those was Christ, the Son of Man. Everybody knows throughout the scriptures, he was called the Son of Man at times. So we there know that we're not talking about nobody else. We're talking about Yahawadah, Jesus Christ, who the world calls Jesus Christ. Keep reading.
Clothed with the garment down to the foot, and
Clothed
girt about.
Go ahead.
And girt about the paps with their golden girdle.
Remember that vision that Daniel had in chapter 10, that he said he was clothed with a linen down to his foot, that linen that was burl, that color green, and he had that same girdle about his paps of Uphaz, that gold from Uphaz. This is the same description that John is describing now, the same one that years and centuries later that Daniel described before. So they having the same vision of the same image of the same man. Nothing has changed so far. They're describing what he looks like, what they seen. Both of them seen a man. Both of them seen him. He had a garment on, the color of green, a golden girdle, a girt about his path. Keep reading.
His head and his hair were white like wool.
His head and his hairs were white like wool, white being color, wool being a texture, meaning his beard, his mustache, his head on his hair were white like wool. They were white, but woolly. Keep reading.
As white as snow.
As white as snow.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
They go the red eyes again, that fierce countenance, that fierce look. Go ahead.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
And his feet like unto fine brass. But hold on. Then Daniel said his arms and his feet were as burnished brass. Keep reading.
As if they burn in a furnace.
As if they burnt in a furnace. We know that everything that you put in a furnace or in fire or around heat, it turns dark. Even if you cooking on the barbecue grill and you leave it on too long and it burns, it turns dark. Paper, when it's burnt, turns dark. Anything that turns dark. But this was a polished dark. It wasn't just a regular brown or brass. It was burnt and looked like the color like it polished, like it was polished, like Daniel said in verse 10, in chapter 10. So they describing the same person. So tell me, why do they have that fake image of Jesus Christ in these churches, on these pamphlets, in these little booklets with stringy long white dog hair? Some of it being brown, some of it be blonde, some of it be all different other colors. It's not white and it's not woolly. With a Roman toga on That ain't a garment. He don't even have a golden girdle about the path. He dressing like a Roman. How the Romans dress. And his arms and his feet are definitely not brass, they white. So tell me why the Jesus Christ that the Christians worship look like your slave master, your oppressor. And the image of Christ that's in these Bibles look different. He look like he's described as a black man that look like the oppressed. Why is that so? Christianity promotes white supremacy. I've been saying it all night. And that's the truth. And we're reading the truth right now. You mean to tell me that the end of the last book of the Bible, this describing Christ as a black man that's going to come back? What do the oppressors need to be saved from when they're the one that's doing the oppressing? Do they need salvation? No. Who's oppressing the white man? Who's oppressing blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans? Seems to me that they are the one that needs salvation. Christ was an Israelite, a Jew from the tribe of Judah. They're describing him as black. Where's the where's dang it. 1 second. I'm looking for anybody knows where it says they are the synagogue of Satan.
Revelations 2 and 9, Revelation 3 and 9.
Revelations 3 and 9. Let's get that real quick.
What a time.
Let's start where it says, I know that they call themselves Jews, but they're not, but the synagogue of Satan. That's the one I'm looking for. It says the one that says, I know thy work and thy poverty.
Revelations 2 and 9, I think.
You say 2 and 9?
Revelations 2 and 9.
Can you read it for me?
Yes, this book of Revelations, chapter 2, verse 9.
I
know thy works and tribulation.
The Lord says he knows. Right. The Lord says he knows the work, the tribulation, and the poverty of the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. He's been seeing it all this time. Now, with that being said, who's in poverty? Who's going through tribulations in this so-called land? Not them fake Jews. Not the people that are calling themselves Jews. They own the Diamond District. They own all the major TV record labels and TV companies that shows. They own all this stuff. They ain't got no poverty. Keep reading.
But thou art rich.
But the Lord said, the Lord said that you are rich, meaning your bloodline is of royalty. Even though you might look like you don't have nothing, you of royalty. You're richer than anybody that could be on this earth. Keep reading.
And I know the blasphemy of them who which say they are Jews and are not.
The Lord says
But
he knows the blasphemy. Blasphemy is a hard lie. It's a disgraceful lie. To blaspheme. The Lord called it blasphemy for these certain people that call themselves Jews and are not. Before 1969, not no black Hispanic and Native American was calling themselves Jew or Israelites. Them Ashkenazis been calling themselves Jews since 1940 something. But the Lord said, I know the blasphemy of them that call themselves Jews and are not. This is in the book of Revelation. So it's saying them people that live in Israel and them fake Jews with them pepperoni hats, they are not the real Jews. And Jew is short for Judah. You got to be from the tribe of Judah or the southern kingdom to call themselves Jews, and they are not. What else does it say?
but are the synagogue of Satan.
Are the what?
The synagogue of Satan.
They are the house of Satan. They not the real Jews. They the house of Satan. So if Christ is a so-called Jew, an Israelite is black, King Solomon is the Israelite, the son of King David is black. Jeremiah say the Jews are in mourning and they are black onto the ground, different shades of brown. Job saying he's black. Moses was black. Aren't they all Israelites? So why do the Christian church say that color is not in the Bible? And color don't matter. These records been around over 2,000, 3,000 years. If it didn't matter, why did the Lord put it in there? Color doesn't matter only when it pertains to you, black man, Hispanic man, and Native American man. Like Hosea say, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Let's stop being destroyed and let's gain this knowledge so we could be strong and build this nation up for our King Yahawadah and take back our heritage and our culture and our nationality from the synagogue of Satan. Take back what the oppressor tried to strip from our records. It's time to take our shit back. The kingdom ain't built with observation. We got to put in work. And the work start with us. So if you're tired of being a nobody or being a African American, put down that Christianity and pick up the truth and get in class. We have classes Monday through Sunday. Or at least just come and hear the truth according to the Lord. So you won't be out there destroyed with lack of knowledge. So you'll know who you are. These records was written for our learning. Because the Lord knew one day that we was going to need to be taught again who we are and what we're supposed to be doing. So with that, I'm going to end the class, man. I want to say Tawada, to Pasha, to the young man, Pasha, to the brother. Tawada to everybody that's online, that's looking, everybody in the chat, you know what I'm saying? like, share, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? And let's just put in our brick, man. Let's do what we got to do to get up out of this hellhole. You know what I'm saying? The sooner we come together, the sooner we'll be able to come and get up out of this hellhole, man. So with that, I want to say Yahweh Shem Yahshua Baraka Thumb to the brothers. Yahweh Shemar Athaba Shem Yahshua to the sisters. Shalom, Israel. The water to y'all.
I'll try and cry.